to a special early edition of Real News Live with Mike and Jen. I'm your host, Mike Barrett in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is an Inauguration Day Special. I'm joined, as I always am, by my co-host, the lovely lady with the lustrous hair, Jennifer Fallah-Doring, on the right of the screen there, stage left, I don't know. Is the actual inauguration ceremony. They're all gathering right there in the Capitol. And also joining us on the streets of Washington, D.C. is Brian Engelman. Brian, I don't think you can hear us. Brian, we don't think Brian can hear us, so I sent him a text telling him that when the ceremony's over, we'll just bring him on and have him, just give us a report, even though he can't hear us. You can't hear me, right, Brian? No, you can't hear me. All right. I'm going to be right back as we watch this. We will turn the sound up, and we got about 18 minutes before the ceremony begins. I will return in just a second. Jen, can you take over talking a little bit? I'm just going to go get some ice. There he is, the demon, Hakeem Jeffries, the genocidal maniac murderer, the Che Guevara of the Democrat left. I shall be right back. And Jen, just take over for a second.
All right. I'll do that. Well, good morning, everybody. And thank you so much for joining us for our inauguration live stream. This is the day we've all been waiting for. And there's the duo. My goodness. We are watching it live here on Real News Live with Mike Barra, Brian Engelman on the scene, and with myself, Jennifer Fallah. And as we walk this journey together, we are going to watch our triumph together, get him in office, and get moving forward into our new life. So this is such an exciting day. Everybody's so excited. I know people that are having parties. There are parties everywhere. It is a national holiday today. It's also Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And I'm very excited about Trump's speech. I want to see what he says. Let me just share this link real quick.
I'll take some of that later today. So one day something.
They show all these people coming in. Yeah. They don't show Schumer's.
We're in here early today. We can hear Mike and Dave talking in the background. So we're going to see what happens today. There's supposed to be a lot of executive orders signed. Such an exciting time.
Hi, sorry, I'm back. We were just talking about breakfast and some other things and how they don't show Chuck Schumer's wife when he comes in because she's a he. It's an obvious fucking dude. And it's just these perverts in Washington are they're a disgusting bunch. They're all pervs. They're all married to trannies. It's disgusting. Oh, whoops. I probably got us demonetized on.
Yeah, I probably hate for that.
There's JD Vance. We're going to switch over to the audio when it gets closer to the discussion. I should have breakfast coming. I apologize to everybody for my inappropriate attire. I had a horrible weekend and a very bad night. I have a couple of unspeakable issues. My body is purging because I quit magnesium last week, which has made my stomach feel great, but everything else is terrible. And yesterday I started having terrible spasming in my left foot, spasms, muscle cramps every 10 seconds, every 15 seconds. And it's agonizing, to be honest with you. And it's gotten a little bit better. We looked up. I was at Jim and Regina's yesterday. And thank you, Jim and Regina, for the wonderful wings and the football. That took my mind off it a little bit. But, I'm not going to go back on magnesium because it makes me sick. And I've been trying to get through with the magnesium oil that Jen gave me. And I took some potassium. And I've been taking Gatorade for electrolytes. And those are the things that contribute to this kind of cramping. And it's just like right now it's okay. But if you see me do this in the middle of the show, it's because it cramped. And Jen, I've just been in miserable pain the whole week. And especially the last 2 days, and it fucking sucks. But here we are. I couldn't miss this. And as soon as I'm able to walk around without a problem, oh, Amy Klobuchar, yeah, warmonger. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that hurt. As soon as we get done, I'm gonna go raise my American flag because this seems like an appropriate day to put it back up.
It is an appropriate day to put that back up.
Okay, so Jen, do you have any updates? I do have an Iraqi dinar update, which is that I've been told that and I'm not certain, but that there's supposed to be a vote at 1 p.m. in Iraq tomorrow, which is 6 or 8 hours away from now. Not that long, maybe a little longer than that, I don't know. And that the ministers of parliament have been told they will be fined 1 million dinar should they not vote, and they will be fined not show up, and they will be fined another million if they do not vote. So that doesn't have any value today. It's about $1,600. But if it's a new renewed rate, we're talking millions of dollars they will be fined. All right, let's watch the president and listen in. The audio. Thanks. It's not shut down. My mic is too hot.
Yeah, can you mute? Can we make this bigger?
Mute me?
Yeah, and make this bigger. Grainy.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
What do you think, Jen? How does he look?
It's skipping for me, and I hate it.
Please welcome the chairwoman of the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, the Honorable Amy Klobuchar.
There's nothing honorable about this pitch.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 60th presidential inauguration. Today, President-elect Trump and Vice President-elect Vance will take their oaths of office, and we will witness the peaceful transfer of power at the heart of our democracy.
There's a delay in the
For
video.
the past year, I've chaired the inaugural ceremony committee, which includes the leadership of Congress from both parties. We thank the committee and Capitol staff and law enforcement who worked so hard over the last year, and especially the last 3 days. You've done a beautiful job, and you have shown grace under pressure. Our theme this year is our enduring democracy. The presence of so many presidents and vice presidents here today is truly a testament to that endurance. We welcome President Biden and Dr. Biden. We welcome Vice President Harris and Doug Emhoff, President Obama, President Clinton and Secretary Clinton, President Bush and Laura Bush, Vice President Pence, Vice President Quayle and Marilyn Quayle. The justices of the United States Supreme Court are with us. all 9 of them I counted, and of course, the Trump and Vance families. This ceremony marks what will soon be 250 years of our democracy. It is the moment when leaders, elevated by the will of the people, promise to be faithful to our Constitution, to cherish and defend it. It is the moment when they become, as we all should be, the guardians of our country. Through war and peace, through adversity and prosperity, we hold this inauguration every 4 years, and today it falls on Martin Luther King Day, a further reminder that we must strive to uphold the values enshrined in our Constitution, the freedoms, the liberties, and, as is inscribed on the entrance of the United States Supreme Court, equal justice under law. But what makes this moment more than a passing ceremony is all who are watching it across the country, the people of this nation, the ordinary people doing extraordinary things. President Kennedy, who at one point worked as a senator in this building and would often walk through this very rotunda, once said, "In a democracy, every citizen, regardless of interest in politics, holds office. Every one of us is in a position of responsibility." With that responsibility of citizenship comes an obligation not to seek out malice, as President Lincoln once reminded us, but to view others with a generosity of spirit, despite our differences. With that responsibility of leadership comes an obligation to stand our ground when we must and find common ground when we can. With everything swirling around us, the hot mess of division, it is on all of us, to quote an incredible songwriter who just happened to be born in my state, to ensure that our nation's democracy is our shelter from the storm. There's a reason this ceremony takes place at the Capitol. In other countries, it might be in a presidential palace or a gilded executive office building. Here, it is traditionally held at the Capitol, the People's House. It is a fitting reminder of the system of checks and balances that is the very foundation of our government, 3 equal branches of government. That is how, for nearly 250 years, our great American experiment, grounded in the rule of law, has endured. So, as we inaugurate a new president and vice president, let us remember that the power of those in this room comes from the people. The construction workers who build our country, the teachers and healthcare workers who nurture us, the troops defending our freedoms, and yes, the firefighters in Los Angeles putting themselves on the line for us. Our democracy's strength and grit must match theirs. May God bless our nation. Thank you.
Mike, read your message for me.
What, hun?
Read your messenger from me.
Good afternoon. Endurance through the years is the ultimate test. To persevere through time is the truest measure of an idea, an institution, and a nation. Our founders wrote the Constitution so that America could withstand all the twists and turns of time. They wrote it to guide us and to preserve forever our right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But as much as the truths and principles enshrined in our Constitution remain the same, our democracy promises the American people the power to change. to chart their own destiny. That's the beauty. That is the importance of democracy. It allows the endurance, the permanence of a nation through change. It allows nations like our United States both to avoid the obstacles and to seize the opportunities God has placed before us, all while staying true to our founding principles. Today is our country's 60th inauguration ceremony. Like all the others before it, it is a celebration of our right to set our uniquely American course. The past several years have been trying at times for many, many Americans, and also for the nations of the free world that we humbly strive to lead. In November, Americans chose again to steer this nation towards greatness, the secure, safe, and prosperous future that our founders envisioned for all of us. And today, we celebrate not only their decision to do so, but also the simple right and wisdom of a free people to make their own choice so that their nation might endure. And now, allow me to welcome Archbishop Timothy Dolan and Reverend Franklin Graham, who will deliver our invocation. Please rise.
I'm not sure if we're on YouTube because I think people are commenting.
Well, I went.
Be still
I went.
and know that I am God, supreme among the nations, supreme on the
All right,
earth.
let me share this link.
Let us
Let me
pray.
tell everybody.
Remembering General George Washington on his knees at Valley Forge, recalling Abraham Lincoln at his second inaugural, with malice toward none, with charity for all, with firmness in the right as God gives us to see the right. Remembering General George Patton's instructions to his soldiers as they began the Battle of the Bulge 8 decades ago: pray. Pray when fighting, pray alone, pray with others, pray by night, pray by day.
Kill the Hun.
Observing the birth